How's it going, sexy people? My name is Alex, and today I am reacting to Alpha M's top sex advice. What is the video called? Alpha M's How to Be Better in Bed, 7 Sex Tips to Be Awesome in Bed. Now, this is a style influencer type guy that is teaching you all about men's style, fashion, grooming. He's super popular, has a ton of subscribers. This video has a ton of views. I'm going to see if these sex tips are any good because he's kind of encroaching into my territory. And so I'm going to see if if he knows what he's talking about, if I should just back off and just quit this YouTube thing altogether.
When I was 15, there was no internet, and information was hard to come by. Information about sex was even tougher to find. Don't get it twisted, I wasn't sexually active at 15, but I knew that at some point I definitely wanted to be. And there I am, reading, studying, learning the ways of the woman, making sure that my first time was going to be epic.
So before he goes into anything, I think this is great. I think anyone should do the best they can to improve their sex lives. You should try to be a great partner. I think you should try to provide the best sexual experiences you possibly can to your partner. So to have that drive at a young age is a great thing. A lot of people go into sex with a pretty selfish mindset of, I'm just going to get off, or I'm going to try to sleep with as many people as I can, and they don't really care about the quality of the sex they're providing. So definitely take an interest in improving your sex lives, and you can keep watching me if you want to do that.
Well, eventually, maybe 2-3 years later, I got my opportunity to show what I learned, and I choked. It was a lot of things: fast, quick, awkward, but definitely not epic. Confidence. That's what it's all about, baby. And if I can do a video, doesn't matter what the topic, to help you feel more confident, more successful, damn it, I'm gonna do it.
Confidence when it comes to sex is also very important because it reassures your partner that you're going to provide an amazing sexual experience. You're not afraid, you're not anxious, you're not insecure, and it allows them to kind of pull back away from their insecurities, their stresses, and be more present in the experience. And we know the more present they are in the experience, the better the sex is going to be.
There is no one-size-fits-all formula for satisfaction, but there are a few tips that I thought I would share to help you be better in bed.
That's exactly why you should talk to your partner. Find out what they like, find out what they don't like, tell them what you like, tell them what you don't like. Communicate before you have sex, communicate during sex, communicate after sex. Get to know each other. Sex is a journey. If you want better sex, it is a journey. You have to get to know your partner. You have to communicate. You have to build this rapport, this trust. It's going to get better and better over time the more effort you put into it.
Tip number 1, forget all porn movies that you've ever seen. Pornography is a lot of things. Reality happens not to be one of them.
Tip number 1 is to stop watching porn. Completely agree. Porn is not reality. You should not learn how to have sex from porn. It emphasizes physical stimulation over psychological stimulation. It's highly addictive. It ruins your sex drive. It ruins your drive in real life. It dampens your life experience in everything else. It sucks the joy out of everything you do. Porn sucks. Don't watch it. And definitely don't learn about sex from it.
Tip number 2, get over your penis. Don't worry about how big it is, how big it isn't. Insecurity will kill any hot, sexy, if you're all like, it shows.
Tip number 2 is forget about the size of your unit. And I totally agree. Because sex is primarily psychological and not physically driven, it doesn't matter. It's actually even bad to have too big of a unit because it's going to be painful. And pain is going to pull the person away from the sexual experience they're trying to enjoy. So forget about it. Focus on psychological stimulation, and I guarantee you that your size won't matter. People always say it's not the size, it's the motion of the ocean, right? Think of the motion of the ocean as the psychological stimulation part. That is what it's about. The more aroused your partner is, the more turned on they are, the more excited they are about the sex. The size won't matter. It doesn't really matter what you're doing physically as long as you're as long as you're doing something. And what he says is true. If you're insecure about anything, it's going to pull you away from the experience and it's not going to be as good for you. Same goes for your partner. If they are feeling insecure about anything, it's going to pull them away from the experience and it's not going to be as good for them. Anything that you can do to reduce your own insecurity so that you're more present in the experience, and then anything you can do to reduce your partner's insecurity by portraying that you're non-judgmental. Have a conversation with them. Tell them, I don't care what happens during sex. I want you to express yourself. I don't care what you say, what you do. I'm not going to judge you for anything in the bedroom. The bedroom is supposed to be a place where we can be ourselves and be present in the moment. That's what I want out of sex, and that's what I want you to have out of sex. If you have that conversation with your sexual partner, game over.
Tip number 3, make it all about her. Or him, whatever you're into. A good lover is a courteous lover.
Tip number 3 is to be generous in sex. Don't be selfish, basically. I totally agree. You should not be selfish. Sex shouldn't be about you getting yourself off. It should be about providing an amazing experience for your partner. Do you know how much better sex is when you know your partner is enjoying it and they love it and they are just going crazy and then afterwards they're just so satisfied? That's way better than any satisfaction you can get from pleasuring just yourself and being selfish in the experience. Generosity is one of those mindsets that you have to have if you want to provide amazing sexual experiences to your partners. Selfishness is not going to get you anywhere in terms of providing good sexual experiences.
Gentlemen, have you ever stopped to ask her what she likes, what she prefers, how she actually reaches a climax? If you don't ask, you'll never know. It's all about communicating with your partner.
So he subtly drops in that communicate with your partner, which I love. That's exactly right. If you're not talking to your partner about sex, what are you doing at this point?
Bringing us to tip number 4, which is please her first. Before you get taking care of yourself, you want to make sure that you are doing what is required of you in order to make sure that she has a pleasurable experience.
So tip number 4 is almost the exact same as tip number 3, and it's just to please them first. Which, yeah, if the sex calls for it, then please them first. If you happen to finish first, then that's fine too, as long as they also get their opportunity to finish. Sex doesn't have to stop at orgasm, especially the guy's orgasm. It's not dictated by when the guy is finished. The guy can finish and then use his hands, use other things. You can be creative. It doesn't always have to stop at that moment. I think people always have this idea that sex is done once the guy is done, and that's not how it is in real life. That may be how it is in porn, but that's not how it is in real life.
Tip number 5 is compliment Harass. But give her compliments. Let her know that you think she's doing an amazing job, that she is the sexiest thing you've ever seen. You want to make sure that you give her compliments. Damn, girl, where'd you learn that? Don't tell me, actually. But I like it. You're amazing.
Number 5 is to compliment them. And yeah, the more rapport you can build, the more that you can do to reduce their insecurity, like I mentioned before, the better it's going to be for them because they're able to take their insecurities out of the experience and just enjoy themselves.
Tip number 6 is don't forget to... So often, you get in there, you're doing your thing, tunnel vision, and you forget about kissing, right?
Tip number 6 is don't forget to kiss. And I agree, foreplay is important. That kind of stuff is great bonding. And it's a great builder of psychological stimulation. It builds anticipation, it builds excitement. Anything you can do to get their mind going, get their mind racing, what's going to happen next, what are they going to do next? You're escalating it, you're kissing, you're adding some other stuff into that. Anything you can do to kind of increase that arousal, keep their mind going, keep them guessing. Keep their mind going. Anything that you can do like that is going to make the experience so much better, so much more pleasurable, and they're going to thank you for it.
And last but certainly not least, probably should be first, tip number 7. Sex with somebody that you're passionate about, that you care about, and that you actually love is much better than the alternative. It makes tips 1 through 6 a whole lot better, pleasurable, and enjoyable for everyone.
Tip number 7 is absolutely amazing, and that is have sex with someone that you care about, you're passionate about, and perhaps love. Sex is always going to be better with someone that you love, that you're connected to, that you feel comfortable just losing yourself to. Sex is not and should not be a numbers game. It shouldn't be about banging as many chicks as you can or guys, or being sexually liberated and having sex whenever you want, having gangbangs and all this crazy crap the kids are doing these days. If you want to have good sex, then your goal should be to be in a monogamous relationship. It should be to be with someone that you can grow with, go on this sexual journey with, learn about, find out what both of you just love during sex, and then doing that and working on it, trying new things, adding variety, making it psychologically stimulating. That tip is great, and the point he makes that it makes every other tip just that much better is absolutely true. Sex in relationships, as long as you're communicating, as long as you are talking to each other about sex, has the biggest potential to be the best sex. So in summary, this guy Alpha M is pretty spot on. He's pretty good. I like a lot of his tips. Gives great advice. What was I going to say? If you enjoyed this reaction and me breaking down this video, let me know. Definitely subscribe. Leave me a comment and I will try to answer as many as I can. I'm just here to help you guys. So let me know if I can help you in any way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.